Welcome to the Supersized Fantasy Football League Week 13 preview. Who's in, who's out, as we head to the final week of the regular season. They usually don't get top billing, but we're going to start in the minors. And this year it's very simple. 8 teams have been eliminated, which leaves 4 teams left that are getting promoted to the majors next year. And let's get right to it. From the Bulldog division, Phil Porter's team and Protect This House, 9-3, going to go over 2,000 points this season. They have been a force in the Bulldog division. They are the current #1 seed. Also at 9-3, from the Butler division, it's Team Wildo, 9-3. You see there they trail Protect This House by 313 points, which means for Team Wildo to take over the #1 seed, they would have to win this week to get to 10-3, and Protect This House would have to lose. Any tiebreaker will go to Protect This House for the #1 seed. For the #3 seed, we go down to the Ooey Pooey division. Derek Britton, Domo Dynasty on the revenge tour, clinching the division at 7-5. Trying to hold on to that #3 seed against, from the Purdue division, Steve Cochard and Menage a Trois, riding a 2-game winning streak to clinch the Purdue division. Big win over the KY Jellies last week. They are also at 7-5. And you see there they trail Domo Dynasty by 27.7 points. So that is wide open for the #3 seed. Chances are whoever gets that gets to play Team Wildo instead of Protect This House. And if you've been following Team Wildo on GroupMe, you think you want to play that team over Protect This House. Wildo, not a fan of his squad despite being 9-3. But we'll see if he's sandbagging for the playoffs or not. Next up, we go to the major leagues, where things are not quite as simple as the minors. Lots of things still in play. Let's get right to it. We'll start with the division winners. The 2 teams that have clinched so far in the major leagues. From the Bulldog division, Michael Taman's Shady's Night, 9-3. Got a big win last week to lock that division up. They are in the driver's seat for the #1 seed. However, right on their tail, from the Purdue division, Jason Brandis and $50 donation. They are 8-4, riding a 2-game losing streak. Still at 8-4. They look like the clear-cut favorites before some injuries started setting in for Brandis' squad. They will take on Smells Like Fish in the finale, 2-1 lifetime against Mark Bloom's squad. And needing a win to try to get that #1 seed, Shady's Night will play Monica Loves Clinton Dix, 3-2 lifetime. Monica riding a 3-game losing streak. We'll see if he can turn that around or not. Obviously, if Jason Brandis' team can get a win and Taman's team can lose, Brandis currently holds the tiebreaker in the points by 43.4. All right, we got the division winners out there. Now it's time for those teams still trying to play for their division titles. We're calling it a playoff bowl. And we start in the Butler division. Luke Weber's Long Dong Silvers, currently at 7-5 after a 3-game losing streak. Looked like they had this division locked up a long time ago. Cannot get that elusive last win. And the Lonely Janitors have been hot. They are up to 7-5. But you see the big difference between the 2 squads. The point differential, 142 points. Which means the Long Dong Silvers win this week against the Bulginators, who they're 9-8 lifetime. They will take home the Butler division crown. The Lonely Janitors are taking on the Supersized Cans, 2-1 lifetime. They need the LDS to lose to win the Butler division. However, if both teams win, that would mean LDS is the Butler division champ, and the Lonely Janitors will be battling for a wild card at 8-5. More on that later. All right, playoff bowl #2. We go to the Ooey Pooey division. The Red Hot Pigskin Playboys, Left 4 Dead at 2-6, have reeled off 4 consecutive wins. Kirk Weber's squad coming alive at the right time. Big trades at the trade deadline. And look at those points, 1,700 points so far on the season. They have finally pulled even with Adam Howell and the Iron Fist at 6-6. Howell's squad has gone the exact opposite direction. They have lost, I believe, 3 out of 4. Could not get that elusive win to take hold of this division. And now they are battling for the playoff lives. The Playboys will take on the Silent Assassins in the finale. Kirk Weber squad, 15-12 lifetime against the Assassins. Meanwhile, Iron Fist will take on I Hate My Life, who is struggling as well. and the Fist are 3-0 lifetime against Alex Borovich's squad. If the Playboys win, they win the Ooey Pooey division. The only way the Fist can get in the playoffs is they beat I Hate My Life and the Playboys lose. Should be an interesting final week in the Ooey Pooey division. Okay, we talked about the division winners. We talked about the teams vying for a division crown. Now we're going to talk about the lengthy list of wild card contenders. Obviously, you see there the Long Dong Silvers at the top of the list. If they win this week, they will be your Butler Division champs and will not be eligible for a wild card. However, a loss would put them at 7-6, and they're going to have to rely on some tiebreakers. Luckily, they have the highest points on this list, so that would give them some hope, but they control their own destiny of getting the playoffs with a win. Next up, Monica Loves Clinton Dix, also riding a 3-game losing streak. Not as many points, but still pretty high on this list from a point total perspective. They got a tough matchup, though, going against the number 1 team in the league right now, Shady's Knight. So it's going to be an uphill climb to break that 3-game losing streak for them. Then you got the Lonely Janitors in the Butler division trying to get in with a win to possibly win the division if LDS loses, or if not, get to 8-5. They would be a solid contender for a wild card. And then 37 Pieces of Flair, getting hot at the right time. They're at 7-5 after 2 big wins, but that point total is really going to hurt them in a tiebreaker situation. So if there's at least 3 teams at 8-5, for the first time in league history, 37 Pieces of Flair would be left out of the playoffs due to that low point total on the season. And then the bottom 3 teams are all 6-6. Lazy Balls from the Bulldog division, Anal Rapist MD from the Purdue division, Cobra also from the Bulldog division. All 3 of these teams are playing relegation bowls as well this week. So they have to win to stay in the majors. But that win could also be twice as good if the 4 teams above them really struggle. So a possible scenario is LDS wins to win the Butler division. Monica Loves Clinton Dix loses to get to 7-6. Lonely Janitors loses to get to 7-6. 37 Pieces of Flair loses to get to 7-6. Any of these teams win and get to 7-6, their point totals are close enough that they could snatch a wild card. So one win keeps them in the majors and also could get them in the playoffs. Huge implications riding on these games here in Week 13. All right, we mentioned the relegation bowls. Here's relegation bowl number 1. We go to the Butler division. Chris Knox's supersized cans at 4-8, tied with Kyle Gilliatt's, the Bulginators at 4-8. Thanks to Kyle Gilliatt's 3-game winning streak. He's coming alive at the right time. Went through a roster overhaul, made some deals, and he's in the thick of things to stay in the majors next year. However, you see that big point total differential. Supersized cans, 135-point advantage, which means if both teams win or if both teams lose, the Cans will stay in the major leagues and the Bulginators will be relegated. So if you're a Kyle Gilliatt fan and you love some bulge in your face, you got to be cheering for your team to win, obviously, and you need the Cans to lose to the Lonely Janitors. Relegation bowl number 2, we go to the Bulldog division, and look at Lazy Balls. Hey, they've been lazy this year. They've been living up to their name. They made a trade that nobody liked, and look at that. 3-game winning streak to get to 6-6, 500 on the year, 1,600 in the points. Solid season for Lazy Balls, despite many people questioning their efforts. A lot of those people questioning their efforts are much worse than that, which is very interesting. But here they are, 6-6, chance to get in the playoffs or stay in the majors or both. Why not? But they're going up against Cobra. This is a straight-up relegation bowl. They face off head-to-head. So the winner stays in the majors and has a chance for a wild card. The loser gets sent to the minors. Relegation bowl number 3, we go to the Ooey Pooey division, the Silent Assassins, Adonai Vance squad, the reigning champ. It happens to the best of us. Are in a relegation bowl, but they got a big win last week head-to-head against the team they're competing against. I Hate My Life and Alex Borovich's squad. 2-game losing streak after absolutely pounding the Long Dong Silvers, putting up a league-high 214 points 3 weeks ago, have since fallen on hard times. So they have lost 2 in a row. I Hate My Life is taking on Iron Fist. The Silent Assassins taking on the Pigskin Playboys. Which means if Silent Assassins win, they obviously stay up. The only way I Hate My Life can survive this is if they win and the Assassins lose, both teams will be tied at 4-9, and I Hate My Life would win the tiebreaker due to that huge point differential. He'll lead by 195 points. So Borovic with the win, Assassins with the loss, and it would flip the script in this relegation bowl. All right, fourth and final relegation bowl, we go to the Purdue division. Anal Rapist MD suffered a tough loss last week, and who'd they lose to? Mark Bloom Smells Like Fish, which even this race in the Purdue division, both teams at 6-6, but you see the huge point differential there for Anal Rapist MD, which means Mark Bloom is going to have to beat $50 donation to get to 7-6. That's going to be a tough call, but Brandis is on a 2-game losing streak, so there's a chance there. Then they need Anal Rapist MD to lose to 37 Pieces of Flair. Michael Reddy's teams won 2 in a row. Could they make it 3 in a row to help Bloom out? We'll see. That would put Bloom at 7-6, Anal Rapist MD at 6-7, and flip the script. If both teams win or both teams lose, Anal Rapist MD will stay in the Purdue division. And if they win, they might have a chance for a wild card, and that would send Mark Bloom down to the minors for the first time ever. So there you have it, Week 13 preview. Who's going to be going for Adam Ivancic's belt? It's up for grabs. Who wants it? Who's going to get it? Who's going to stay in the majors? Who's going down to the minors? We'll find out in a couple days. Should be fun. Enjoy the last week of the regular season. And come on, LDS, can you get one win for me? Let's go.